Hi, so I'm just quickly gonna explain how we made our project and our coding. So at the very top, you can see that from 3 to 10, we are just declaring the variables that we used throughout our project. This over here is our button from Khan that we just took directly from our Khan Academy that we also use on our other assignments. Over here, we are creating our start button. And the X and the Y, it is where we wanted the start button to be placed on our scene. And as you can see, it is scene 1. And over here, it's how we made the timer. Where you see var Q1A, those are the answers to the questions. And these are the labels to the questions. Once again, the X and the Y is where it is placed on the screen. And the new button is a new button for each question. If the answer is incorrect, we put minus signs. So we made sure to put if answer 2, then it's incorrect by the minus sign. And I will show you one, for example, if it is correct, like over here. So if answered 1, on the other hand, unlike question answer 2 on the top, this one has positive, which will then move you on to the next scene if answered correctly. And once again, we did that for the same thing. So answered 2, incorrect, therefore they do not move on to the next scene. And we did the same thing for all of the questions. These are all just the answers to the questions, obviously. And that would determine whether or not you go to the next scene. This is our front screen, which is the first thing that you see for our game. So over here is our background, which you can see is a dark green. Our start button, where we drew it over here. Our fill for our text, the text size, the text that we actually used on the front screen. And we're just closing that. And these are our trivia questions. So for each scene that would show up, this is what it would look like. So we would design it. So the red would be for the background. And this would be the scene for each question. And then the timer, which is 15 seconds. So over here is where we wrote whether or not the question was going to be incorrect or correct. So like I said, if they had answered it specific number, depending on what we placed down here, then it would show up as correct. Whereas if they answered incorrect, where they chose 2, then it would show up as incorrect. So we did the same thing for var question 2, which is question 2, and the same thing for our last question. Over here is our ending scene. So this is the last scene of our game, and it says var game over because that's what we called it. This is our background, which is our color, and our time. And it just says, congratulations, you win $1 million. These are our mouse clicks for our, whenever we would click the move on. And this over here is just the if scene 0, the splash. So these are just for the individual scenes that would show up. So like I said, scene 1 would be question 1, whereas scene 2 is question 2, question 3 is question 3, scene 3. The last scene is the game over scene, which is the ending of our game. So that is all. Thank you for